All aboard! Jang here with a look at a Playmobil Pirates series set. This one's called Soldier's Boat. Comes with 55 pieces officially. Let's take a look at what we're going to get inside of here. All right, let me get this open and get it assembled. And there it is. Let's give it a little spin so you can see what it looks like from some different angles before we zoom in and get a closer look at some of the details of it. It was fun to assemble this thing. I feel like it had more parts than I was expecting. All the small details had to be added on by hand. There's a little bit of skill involved in getting the sail set up. I'll talk about that in a minute as well, but all right, let's go ahead and look up more closely. The hull of the boat, all the brick red color that you see there, is all one piece. That's all molded together. You only put the small details on there. You see it does have a nice little wood plank texture that's molded into it, and it's not all one color. Kind of has multiple colors that create some graining effect, makes it look a little bit more like real wood. The deck has multiple levels, and speaking of real wood, that has an even nicer texture to it. The little spots that are standing up is to make the figures be able to stand there more easily. So it's just very convenient for kind of holding their feet in place. Back here you have a cannon, and this can be attached at several different places. You can put it here, you can see it can be rotated around. You can also attach it over there. You can also attach it up on the front, on the bow, up here. Nice thing about this is you can also take it off completely, off the boat, and just roll it around and use it as a land cannon. Plus, this is spring loaded. They give you 2 of these projectiles that you can place inside of there. Push that in. Has a nice little rubber tip on it, so it's not going to be too dangerous for real. And this is your trigger mechanism back here. So you can have that attached to the boat and you can be shooting at other boats, or like I said, you can have it on the land and shoot at boats or shoot at other things on the land. Continuing further back, we get to the full stern of the boat. More small details and also the stickers. Most of the stickers in the set are applied back here. They look very nice. You have the tiller there for steering the boat. It's not connected to any real rudder, but you can hook up a figure to it and turn it back and forth. You see a little barrel over there. There's also a bucket included with a golden or bronze colored ladle for getting some water out. It's also a bucket that can be held by the figures. It's got a workable handle back there. And here's a look at the back, the transom of the boat, with a kind of a faux rudder there. It's not a real rudder, it's just for looks. In the middle of the boat, you have the main mast, which has a few points where things can be attached to it that are not included in this set. Some other little accessories, and that goes all the way up here to a thing called a yard. It's basically a big stick that goes across horizontally to hold on the top of the sail. And up on top of that, you have this flag post with a flag flying from it. Now, I did have a little bit of an issue with the assembly here. The flag post goes into the mast piece through a hole. There's a little bit of a ridge around the end of this. I had to cut that off to get it to go down in there enough, otherwise it kept falling off. Kids, if you come across that problem, just get your parents to help you to remove that. Unfortunately, it does require a fairly sharp knife to do it cleanly. And then the sail here, the sail itself is made of kind of a cloth paper. It's thick and flexible. It doesn't crinkle too easily, but this is something that you will want to be careful with. You don't want to just crumble it up because it will develop creases. This can actually be turned side to side for a little bit of realistic posing. They've got a couple of lines. These are actually just hard plastic rods that are holding it in, but they give just enough flexibility to the whole thing that you can turn the sail side to side. 2 figures are included here, and they have different garb or different clothes on, different uniforms to represent different ranks. The captain is on the left. The one on the right is probably just a deckhand. He might be a first mate, but I think he's just a regular sailor. You see the captain has a telescope in his hand, and the regular sailor right now just has this megaphone. So that's for announcing out when they come upon some pirates. They can yell at them and say, "Give up your arms, we're on you now," while the captain is looking at them from a distance, seeing exactly what they're doing. And you see you actually get 2 different colors of their hats. to go with the different ranks. The captain's one is black, the other one is actually a dark gray. There's what they look like from the back. And the set does also include one musket with a bayonet on the end that you can remove. The boat does float, and it even has an attachment on the bottom where you can hook up a battery-operated motor to give it some propulsion. The sail is made of synthetic fibers, so while it's not 100% waterproof, it won't dissolve or tear apart if you get it wet. Overall, this is a pretty simple and inexpensive set, but honestly the details are much nicer than I expected. It has some nice charm to it, and I feel enough realism to really support the imagination. Let me know what you think about this soldier's boat set by leaving a comment on the video. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to keep coming back. Talk to you again soon.